The US seized an Iranian cargo ship. A shooting in Louisiana left 8 children dead, and we calculated how much Nick Fuentes earns from live streaming hate. That's some of what we'll get to on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Izin Akabawu, in for Hannah Jewell. It's Monday, April 20th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. President Donald Trump said the US military seized an Iranian ship in the Strait of Hormuz. Last week, the US imposed a naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz as part of Trump's efforts to exert pressure on Iran. Yesterday, Trump said an Iranian ship tried to bypass the blockade and refused orders to stop. So Trump said the US military blew a hole in the ship's engine room and took custody of the vessel. The operation marks the first ship boarding by US forces since the naval blockade took effect on April 13th. In a statement, Iran's military command denounced the US seizure of the ship as an act of piracy. This week, the US and Iran are expected to hold more peace talks in Pakistan, with Vice President J.D. Vance leading the delegation. Police said 8 children were killed in a shooting in Louisiana. That's number 2. Yesterday, the deadliest mass killing in the US in 2 years took place in the city of Shreveport. 8 children, ranging in age from 1 to about 14, were killed in the shooting, which police described as a domestic disturbance. Police identified the gunman as 31-year-old Shamar Elkins. He served in the Louisiana Army National Guard from 2013 to 2020. A spokesman for the Shreveport Police, Chris Bordelon, said 7 of the children were believed to be descendants of the gunman. Police said the gunman stole a car after the shootings. That led to a police chase into neighboring Bossier City that ended with his death. People gathered at a vigil last night in Shreveport to mourn the tragedy. One attendee was Kimberlyn Jackson.
I'm a mama myself, and I'm a grandmother as well. And it just makes you take your children and hug them and hold them and tell them how much you love them. Because you just don't know.
Number 3. A Washington Post analysis found that Trump's fixation on the White House ballroom is increasing. On January 9th, Trump paused a meeting at the White House with oil and gas executives to admire his ballroom construction project. The interruption was the first moment this year when the president publicly riffed on his pet project, but it was far from the last.
I mean, the ballroom is a donation. It's gotten great reviews. People love it.
Trump has invoked the ballroom on about a third of the days this year.
I think it'll be the finest ballroom of its kind anywhere in the world. A lot of people are giving it really good reviews.
That's according to a Post analysis of his public remarks and social media posts. That pace rivals and even exceeds his mentions of some major policy priorities, such as health insurance and affordability. In April, Trump has posted more about the ballroom on his Truth Social platform than about tariffs, his signature economic policy. The ballroom has assumed more of Trump's attention as the year has gone along, and particularly as the project has faced legal challenges. The Justice Department is demanding all Detroit area ballots from the 2024 election. That's number 4. President Trump and his administration have been carrying out an effort to scrutinize elections. Previously, prosecutors seized 2020 ballots in Georgia and obtained 2020 election records in Arizona. Now, the Justice Department has made the highly unusual move of demanding all ballots from the 2024 election in the Detroit area. The DOJ said it is seeking ballots to investigate election law compliance. But Democratic state officials criticized the demand as a baseless attempt to undermine the public's confidence in elections. Trump has spent more than 5 years falsely claiming the 2020 election was rigged against him. In recent months, he has shifted his focus to the midterm elections, urging Republicans to take over voting in places like Detroit. Number 5. The Post calculated how much Nick Fuentes earns from live streaming hate. Nick Fuentes is a 27-year-old far-right influencer. He has been kicked off most mainstream social media platforms because of his viral provocations and extreme bigotry. Since the start of 2025 through to the end of last month, donors have sent him roughly $900,000 in paid messages called super chats. That's according to Post analysis. Our colleagues used artificial intelligence to tally the donations in more than 1,400 hours of streams from Fuentes. And that's not his only source of income. The online streamer often advertises his America First Plus chat room membership club and his merchandise store. There, he sells a sweatshirt modeled after one worn by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein for $69.99, among other things. On the American right, some leaders fear online voices like Fuentes will alienate more moderate conservative voters. At number 6, students are completing online degrees in weeks. Many US schools have been experimenting with ways to speed up traditional college study in a bid to cut costs. Some offer 3-year bachelor's programs, while others allow students to enroll in college classes while they're still at high school. However, the speed at which some students are earning qualifications is alarming educators. Most college students spend at least 4 years on their bachelor's degree. But North Carolina Human Resources Executive Christy Williams earned hers from the University of Maine at Presque Isle in just 3 months during 2024. Later that same year, she went back to earn her master's in only 5 weeks. Those 2 degrees cost her just over $4,000. Some academics have expressed concern at the pace of these degrees. They warn that there is a big difference between what students can learn in months or weeks compared with 3 or 4 years. Just 2 minutes of the right exercise could boost your longevity. That's number 7. In a recent study, short bursts of vigorous activity lasting 1 or 2 minutes was linked to a significantly lower risk of chronic disease and death. And that study was looking at people who didn't take part in formal exercise. These short intervals of physical activity may include things you might not think of as exercise, like climbing the stairs quickly or carrying heavy groceries. When you push your body harder, you activate parts that aren't challenged during lower intensity movement. A long leisurely walk is no bad thing, but a few short bursts of speed could make that same walk far more impactful. So, if you get out of breath running for a bus or rushing to an appointment, remember, it's good for you. All right, you're all caught up. Today is a great day to become a subscriber to The Washington Post. Right now, you can get a core subscription for just $4 every week for the first 6 months. After that, it's $14 every 4 weeks. Grab that deal at washingtonpost.com/subscribe. That's washingtonpost.com/subscribe. I'm Izin Akabawu. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.